It's just a run until it's a race, until you put everything on the line to cross the finish line. And it's just water until it's Culligan, because when it comes to running your marathon, you get out what you put in. So train with cleaner, safer, better tasting water and go further with certified Culligan filtration. Culligan, water you love. Culligan is the official water solutions partner of the TCS New York City Marathon. Visit culligan.com/marathon to learn more. Win the morning, win the day, I always say.
Oh, we like a mantra.
Get on out there. Make it happen. Hey, everybody, and welcome to a special holiday episode of Set the Pace, the official podcast of New York Roadrunners presented by Peloton. I'm your host, Rob Simmelkjaer, the CEO of New York Roadrunners, and with me, my co-host and Peloton instructor, Becs Gentry. Hey, Becs, happy holidays.
Hi, happy holidays. And talking of, we at Set the Pace today have a very special gift for you all.
That's right. We're going to give you 26 mantras as our holiday gift to you. You can use these on your holiday runs or whatever time of year you need a mantra. One mantra for every mile of the New York City Marathon.
Exactly that. Or just one for every minute you may need a little more inspiration to get you through. These are mantras that have helped our guests over the past year discover their own personal finish lines, no matter their doubt, their exhaustion, their fear, or just plain old complacency that we all know a little bit about.
Everybody loves a good mantra, Bex. We need them. We love them. So let's lace up and let's go.
Thank you, New York. Today, we're reminded of the power of community and the power of coming together. Athletes, on your mark.
The first woman to finish for the second straight year here in the New York City Marathon is Mickey Gorman, a smiling Mickey Gorman, and why not?
2:29:30, the time for Guadagnino.
Look at the emotion of Shalane Flanagan as she comes to the line, pointing to his chest, pointing to the USA. He so proudly wears across his chest. A great day for Meb Keflezighi.
So to kick us off, Bex, let's start at the beginning. The hardest part of any run, of course, is the moment before you start. So for me, what I've discovered is if I run first thing, everything else in my day is going to fall into place. Mantra 1. Win the morning, win the day.
Now, Rob, every single person we've talked to this year started somewhere. And a lot of them started by actually surprising themselves with movement. Now, Vinnie Guadagnino went from reality TV star to marathoner. But before he ran his 26.2, he had to believe he could.
This is a good message for everybody. People don't even believe they can run a mile. Yeah. People don't believe they can run 3 miles, but you can. You just have to do it slowly and you have to just do it easily. I was more capable than I thought. I'm still telling myself that advice every day.
Mantra 2.
I was more capable than I thought.
Star of East 89th Street Productions documentary, Final Finishers, Martinus Evans' first treadmill run lasted less than 30 seconds. Today, he is an accomplished marathoner.
It really took a lot of micro steps along the way. I go back to the fitness center. I'm like, this treadmill is not going to beat me. I run for 30 seconds straight. I'm like, all right, that's good enough. Like, I have to prove to myself that I can get on the treadmill enough.
Yeah.
And then every day after that, I would just go and just do a little bit more, like 45 seconds, try to run a minute. And then, a friend told me about Costa 5K, and I'm kind of obsessive, so I download like 4 of them. It took me about 10 to 12 weeks to be able to run my first 5K. I remember signing up for it. It was a 5K for the September 11th firefighters, the Tunnel to Tower. So I ran that, and from that day on, I was hooked. And I was like, okay, if I can do this, I can train for a 10K, run a bunch of 10Ks, and then train for a half marathon. And then I was like, okay, I trained for a half marathon. It's time to sign up for the big dog, and signed up for a marathon and went out there and did my thing. It's simple, but it's not easy to do.
Mantra 3.
It's simple, but it's not easy to do.
One of our faves, the ever-smiley New York Roadrunners board member Randy Zuckerberg discovered running during the lockdown.
I turned 40 during lockdown, and I kind of took stock of my life. And you alluded to this a little in the beginning, but I've had a lot of sidekick energy my whole life, which is great. Everyone needs a sidekick, but I've always been like supporting my brother at his startup and supporting my husband and being, Asher and Simi and Shira's mom. And I realized if someone wrote the story of my life, I wouldn't even be the main character in the story of my own life. And that was a pretty sad and shocking realization to come to at age 40. And I didn't really know what to do with that information or sitting with that. I just, really thought I would really like to step into the main character role in my own life. And there were these women at a local gym that I would go to, and they would run the New York Roadrunners races on the weekends and go have brunch. And I was like, I don't even think I like running, but I really like brunch. And I'm like very lonely, and these seem like nice women. And so that was kind of how I got into it. I didn't even think I could run on pavement. Like I hadn't even run one step on pavement in 20 years. And I didn't know after having 3 kids if that would be something that I could do. But we entered the mini 10K, the MasterCard mini 10K. And it was, oh my gosh, Bex, it was so joyful to just see thousands of women out there of all ages and all body sizes and just like showing up for themselves. Like I left that race and I was like, I think I could show up for myself in my own life.
Mantra 4.
I would really like to step into the main character role in my own life.
Apple Fitness Plus trainer Corey Wharton-Malcolm used to listen to all those external doubts. Then he started running.
I would say I stand taller in who I am, and I have less regard for the thoughts and feelings about me that aren't positive. I think that's the best way to articulate and synthesize it. And I guess the long version of it is running told me I can do anything. And because running told me that I can do anything, I'm now going to do anything. And then when you just start talking to yourself like that over and over and over again, now I'm like, so you want to go to Mars? Cool. When? Tuesday or Wednesday?
Mantra 5.
I can do anything.
Dr. Melissa Melkonian teaches her students that no matter what happens to you, you can push through. And she believes that running is one of the best ways to prove to yourself that you can finish anything you set your mind to.
Everybody has their own pace, right? So my pace is not your pace, and that's okay, right? So everybody's goal is different. Don't compare yourself to others because you see people run past you all the time. Every mile ran is a mile ran, and it's something that nobody can take away from you. Just remember why you started and be determined to finish, even if it means with support, even if it means it takes a little bit longer or you have to walk a couple of steps here and there. Everybody's training is different, and that's okay.
Mantra 6.
Every mile ran is a mile ran, and it's something that nobody can take away from you.
For Peloton's Jeffrey McEachern, running wasn't something he ever envisioned himself doing.
the reason I started running is you don't need much. You can just take yourself. Back then there was moments also of, oh, you should be faster, you should be doing this. But now I know that there's runs that are supposed to challenge you, but there's also runs where you're supposed to just have joy with it, that there's recovery runs. And I think being open to the ability my body has on the day of that run, to be open to that and, to let the critic go and, see what a privilege it is to move. I get to move so I can define and I can write that story. And that's what it comes down to. Learning all these things makes it so much lighter.
Mantra 7.
I get to move so I can define and I can write that story.
All right, you've made it out of the door and onto the streets. You believed in yourself enough to start.
Now comes the next challenge, settling in and finding your personal rhythm.
Now it's the time to quiet any noise in our head and just be in it.
When Vinnie Guadagnino faces the fear of 26.2, his strategy is simple. Trick his brain into thinking it's no big deal.
I don't like putting pressure on everything. It's like a little bit of a reverse psychology. Like the less pressure you put on me, the better I do. So it's really just like, it's just another long run. Let's go have fun. And then your mind just starts to be like, oh, this is like normal. It's not like relax, you got this, It sounds kind of simple, but we always just say, all right, this is just another long run.
Mantra 8.
This is just another long run.
Vinnie just discovered running, but for New York Roadrunners board chair Nenna Lynch, it's not about fear, but about battling expectations.
I was a competitive runner for 20 years. I really went after it, and really, and my identity, my sense of worth was really tied up in, how I did. And now, I have a, rich and full life, and so, I'll enter a race where I'll sometimes push myself a little bit, but I tend not to go all flat out. I'm not trying to set any personal records. I'm definitely not trying to set any age group records. There was a time of life when I did that, but so it's really about, I would say now I have very little expectations. Whatever time I run doesn't really matter. I really focus now on what it feels like, and feeling good.
Mantra 9.
I really focus on what it feels like and feeling good.
What does Mallory Kilmer think about when she tackles 50-mile races?
I'm actually not even focused on the finish line because I'm thinking logically that it is a possibility that I might not cross it. This is something completely out of my territory, and I don't even care. I just want to focus on the mile that I'm in. I want to enjoy it. I really just want to focus on the experience and staying so present. If I cross that finish line, there better be an ice cold Diet Coke for me.
Mantra 10.
I just want to focus on the mile that I'm in.
Kenneth Rooks is an Olympic steeplechaser. When the pressure gets loud, he goes back to basics.
We love Coach Icestone, and he's also just been there before. He's a two-time Olympian. That's something that has always given me strength. I mean, not now that I have been an Olympian as well and a medalist, just trusting in his experience has been helpful. If my mindset's going a little bit astray, he does a good job at bringing me back to okay, let's focus on the process. Focus on what we can control. Let's go out and just take advantage of the wonderful opportunity we have in front of us.
Mantra 11.
Focus on what we can control.
Truwit survived a shark attack and lost her leg. Since then, she's won Paralympic medals in swimming and ran the 2025 TCS New York City Marathon. To do that, she had to learn how to quiet the fear.
I'm nervous for the hills because that's been something that I'm continuing to learn. It's just incline on the blade. And I'm also nervous for, and this makes sense, I think this has been the case my entire athletic career, but unknowns and uncontrollables, things like humidity and weather really affect my prosthetic fit. And that's something you can't control, and you don't know what it's going to be until right before race day. So I'm really leaning into trying to focus on the knowns of the work that I put in day to day and the fact that I'm adaptable and I'm willing to fight for what I want, and remind myself of the knowns when those unknowns get loud.
Mantra 12.
Focus on the knowns of the work that I put in day to day.
Now here is where it gets really challenging.
Absolutely. Now, Rob, if this were a marathon, I'd say we'd be somewhere around mile 13. You found your rhythm, but now you have to hold on for quite a long time.
This is the part where the voice in your head starts to get pretty loud. The one that asks you, why are you doing this? The one that starts doing math on how far you have left to go.
Yep, and this is where mantras matter most. Something to repeat when your brain is looking for an exit.
Peloton's Michel is a master yogi, but running is a new challenge for her, both physically and mentally.
I'm not at the stage yet where I've hit that runner's high or that steady state. I'm still struggling.
Got it.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
But I know that I'm putting effort in, and I'm doing one foot after the next, after the next, after the next. And I'm trying to focus on my breath while I'm doing this. And it's similar with meditation. It's giving yourself the grace to realize that if you're finding a little bit of stillness, even if the mind is still crazy active, that you're actually working towards, you're putting the reps in towards softening, releasing, noticing tightness in the body. Can you release in that? Can I release my jaw? Okay, my mind is really busy. Can I just sit with the busyness of my mind? We're not trying to get somewhere. There's no specific destination. We're working with what we have. And if right now we have monkey mind, cool, let's work with monkey mind.
Mantra 13.
We're not trying to get somewhere. There's no specific destination.
Nick Thompson is the CEO of The Atlantic. When he hits mile 21 and the bridge feels like Everest, he stops thinking and starts counting.
So for the first-time marathoners, what you need to be able to keep going, right? You need to be, if you're if your first marathon and you're trying to run it in 5.5 hours, right? You need to have some discipline at the start, because you're going to feel much better the first 10 miles of the run than you think you're going to feel. And you're going to feel better the first 10 miles of your run than you've ever felt in a 10-mile run before. Right? It just happens. There's magic on the course. You're so excited. There are other people around you. You know, the New York City Marathon is a miracle. People are cheering for you everywhere. Like, you will feel amazing. You'll probably feel amazing up until about mile 16, right? And then you probably won't feel amazing, right? And when you get to mile 21 and you're going across that bridge, it's actually a very narrow incline, but it will feel like you're on Mount Everest, right? And so what you need is, you just need to be able to keep going, right? I am going to finish this race. And I have a mantra, right? And so I basically do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I'm landing, I'm thinking about my left foot landing, I'm thinking about my right foot landing, and then my left foot, and then my right foot on the every third beat. And you should have whatever mantra you have, but you should train it before. What are you going to think about when you are in complete agony and you want to stop? It's like a form of meditation.
Mantra 14.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
HSS's Mohammed Saad is passionate about helping fellow endurance athletes meet their athletic goals, especially when the race gets tough.
We're so focused on time goals that we kind of overlook the excitement and the joy that's in the process itself, right? the race itself is the goal, but you really have to enjoy the process in getting towards that goal. So definitely enjoy the training process itself, but also focusing a little bit too hard on time goals, whatever your time goal is for the race, can sometimes cause you to ignore how your body is feeling. And your body might be giving you signals that like, hey, we can maybe even go faster, or we need to kind of take it a little bit easier so that we can make it to the finish line. So one kind of mantra that I like to think about when I'm running and maybe my race isn't going as well as I'd hoped is adjusting is not failing, right? Adjusting is, your body's way of being resilient and accommodating to conditions. And ultimately that's what racing smart is all about, adjusting to the conditions. If you expect, you've trained your entire maybe 16 to 18 weeks in 60-degree weather and you show up on race day and it's 80 degrees, you're going to have to adjust to that. You can still chase your goals, but kind of stay flexible.
Mantra 15.
Adjusting is not failing.
Ali Truwit's family has a saying. It's 2 words, and it got her through the toughest parts of Paralympic and marathon training.
My family is a big mantra family, and one of them is work works. I love it because it's so simple, but like it's true and makes sense. And so my whole life, my mom has kind of said to me and my 3 brothers, work works. It doesn't always work exactly on your timeline or exactly in the way that you hope it will, but sooner or later it works. And so take pride in the day-to-day work. Have confidence in it and let it give you that confidence when those high pressure performance moments come. And so through the Paralympics, that was the case for me of really focusing on the process and the journey there and giving my all every day. And now with the marathon, it's been the same, but really focusing on through my running training, through my strength training, through physical therapy, through mental training, am I putting in the work day to day so that come race day, I know the work works and that work is going to be there for me when I call on it and when I need it.
Mantra 16.
Work works.
Sharon Lokedi entered the 2022 New York City Marathon as a first-time marathoner. Halfway through, she wasn't even sure she'd finish.
When I decided to do the marathon, I was like, we'll just go to New York. It's hard. You don't have as much expectation. You just go run and compete and get the feel of the marathon. And so during training, is like all I ever thought about is like, this is going to be my first marathon. Just train, just get the mileage in and just start to feel like the distance of how it goes. And honestly, like it was just coming around and the training and the workouts and how long they are and very tiring they are. And I was like, Jesus, am I gonna be able to do all this in the build up? And I mean, we came to the race and I'm in there and we're running through the halfway point and I'm like, this is the longest I've done. At that point I had only done like maybe 2 or 3 half marathons, so I'd never done anything. It wasn't like I'd done a lot. So as we go through the halfway point of the full marathon, I was like, oh God, am I gonna be able to finish this? And we just kept going, and I think at like 25 or like 30, then they made a move, and I was like, well, this is where things happen. And I just started counting people. I'm like, if I'm top 5, I'm fine. I don't have to worry about anything. And we just kept going, and I just like I stayed with one of the girls, and we just kept pushing, and all of a sudden we could see the leaders ahead of us, and we just started walking. And at this point I'm like, oh no, you got it, and I had so many people saying once you get to like 35 you start to hit the wall and maybe that's where things are. And we get there and I was like, oh no, this is where it's happening, but I just but then I also had this confidence in me. I knew that I had done like enough training and I was strong enough. And once we got up to the leaders and I was like, we came back. Nothing is done until it's done. So at that point I was like, keep going, just, and I have this thing that when I'm running or when I'm competing and, I see people ahead of me, I start to chase them. And this was the point, was the thing. We just started chasing them and we caught up to them and we just went. it was like it happened, and we just kept going and we kept going, and then we started to get close to the park, and it was only 3 of us, and I was like, oh no. And we started going, and then one of the other girls, so like a little bit was like dropped, and then I was like, oh, so now it's 2 of us. And I honestly cannot tell you, but there was something that I felt so strong, and I just wanted to go. And I made a move, and immediately I made the move, I was like, oh no. It's like, I did it too soon. This is a bad idea. But, I just kept fighting, and it was like at the time where I'm like, you got this, you can do this, just come on, this is like, it's like the thing they've never done, and you're just doing it so well. And, I just kept fighting, and I had never longed for that finish line in my life as I did that point. I started looking back, you're not supposed to look back, and I do that all the time. I don't know why. And because I'm like, I have to be confident, but I'm also like, I don't trust that I am that strong to get to the finish line before anyone gets up to me. So I kept looking back, and I think at this point it's like, I'm tired. I'm just trying to get to the finish line. And I think once with 200 to go, and I was like, oh no, we hit that hill, and I just didn't know why I dropped. Can you change that?
The hill? Yeah, not the first time I've been
Please,
asked.
Rob.
Yeah.
Please.
But it's like the thing that you think you're done, and then you hit that, and you're like, oh. But again, at that point, it's like when you're just by yourself and you have enough left, then you're like, okay, we can see the finish line, so just get through it. And, just crossing the finish line and winning in my first marathon, honestly, it's like I'd never, it's still happening. It's still in my head, and I just honestly think that it's always going to be a memory I'll never forget.
Mantra 17.
Nothing is done until it's done.
When the miles get tough for Susannah Sullivan, her coach reminds her that the key is you just need to keep showing up.
A lot of people say that, they have a big performance and then they think that they have to do something bigger and greater, in order to get to higher heights. And I think that I've learned from enough people who've gone before me and have kind of shared their story that it's really about consistency, and you don't have to run significantly more miles or do significantly more cross training or lift heavier weights or, completely change your diet or whatever it is. It's a matter of just continuing to stack bricks. And so I think that was something that my coach and I reflected on after the race, that I didn't need to do anything drastic to feel like I could continue to improve. And so I think just kind of checking in on that and remembering that I kind of keep doing what I'm doing and kind of focus on the things that have worked for me in the past and kind of don't pay attention to what everybody else is doing. That's probably going to be what serves me best and is going to make it more likely that lightning can strike again.
Mantra 18.
Continuing to stack bricks.
And here's the thing about running, especially in a race, but honestly, even on a solo run, you're never really alone.
Right? There's the person you passed at mile 3 that you've been reeling back in. There's the stranger who nodded at you when you were struggling. Those amazing volunteers who handed you water with their frozen fingers.
Running looks like a solo sport, but it's actually not. Sometimes the thing that gets you to the finish isn't a mantra about grit. It's remembering that you belong to a community.
Tiki Barber spent years in the NFL, where fans will boo you when you're down. But running taught him something very different.
The beauty of running is that it is all encouragement. Yeah. Unlike in football, there are times, they will boo the hell out of you. That happened to me often. No. And so the one thing I kind of always felt that running, before I got really involved with it, was like a solitary event, right? Maybe you train with a partner, but when you're out there, you're running by yourself. It's like, mental fortitude that you have to have. But the reality is it is so collective. And, after my third or fourth one, I kept hearing this mantra, right? You're not going to win, so just best yourself, right? And so I found myself always just challenging myself. But then as I got to 6 or 7 or 8 of them, you realize everybody there that you're running with is kind of your teammate, And so that's what I've come to love most about running is the community of it. And you don't have to know anybody, yet you do know them, and they will pick you up, especially if you're struggling. And it's a beautiful thing, right? It's a solitary thing, but it's also a collective beauty that comes with being out on the pavement and trying to complete a marathon or a half marathon or a 10K or whatever race you happen to be in.
Mantra 19.
Everybody there that you're running with is your teammate.
Mike the Curican founded Global Running Crew and discovered that running communities have no borders.
I was just a regular runner, and I had a bunch of people say to me, listen, why don't you put together this team? We would all move and run with you. We love your ideas, your attitude. And really the idea was really more around building a team that's built more like a family. I've played a lot of sports in my life, and having been part of a team has always been something that has helped me as an athlete, helped me as an adult. And my thought about Global Running Crew was to bring people from all different backgrounds, all different countries, different ethnic backgrounds, and have them all melt together and create this Global Running Crew where we could say, we run from every part of the world. They have runners here all over throughout the US, throughout Puerto Rico. We have people from the UK, people down in Panama. You can run from anywhere in the world. We're part of this global running community, and that's what the Global Running Crew was really built around.
Mantra 20.
You can run from anywhere in the world. We're part of this global running community.
Alison Desir found purpose in building a community of people who thought running wasn't for them.
Running really transformed my life, and honestly, I would not still be here on this earth if it weren't for running. When I found long distance running 13 years ago, I was very depressed. I couldn't find a job at the time. My father had Lewy body dementia, and anybody who has an older person in their life suffering from Lewy body dementia, you're watching somebody who you used to love and know to be powerful and commanding just, become a shell of themselves. I also was dating somebody who, man, I don't even want to go there because I'll get upset. But so I was very depressed. I spent all my time at home, right, unemployed, scrolling through social media. Everybody seemed to be living their best life. But thankfully, as I was scrolling one day, I saw this black guy who was training for a marathon. And at the time, I had these ideas about who a marathon runner was. And I didn't think like a regular black guy was a marathon runner. So misery loves company. So I was like, this dude's never going to be able to complete this marathon that he's training for. So I started following his story, right? And he was sharing how he was meeting all these people. He was doing things he never thought he was capable of. He was finding new passions. And all of that for me was like, whoa, this is what I need, right? Like I need community. I need to believe in myself again. I need to accomplish things. And so I followed his story. And then a year later, I signed up for my first race, which was the San Diego Rock and Roll Marathon. And I cried at the end of the race. Like initially I thought I was one and done, but I finished that race and I was like, not only am I gonna continue running, I'm gonna start a community for people like me who maybe thought it wasn't for them, so that they can show up and know that they can do anything. And I think more than ever, people need to feel a sense of belonging, right? People need to feel like they can show up in a space and be themselves. I think one of my superpowers is making people feel that way, right? Like making people feel like, yo, get on in here, right? And a lot of the current world politics are very complex, obviously, but I think a lot of it is people feeling estranged, people feeling like it's a zero-sum game. When we create spaces where people truly feel like they belong, they can stand up for themselves, they can be who they are.
Mantra 21.
When we create spaces where people truly feel like they belong, they can stand up for themselves, they can be who they are.
The most important thing you can bring to the running community is you. Nikki Hiltz is one of the most visible LGBTQ plus athletes in the sport.
To be like good at this sport, you have to do all the physical stuff. You have to, like run the mileage, do the workouts, do the weight sessions, sit in the sauna, right? Like all the little things. And then you also have to do that on the mental side too. And I've, I feel like since 2023 really prioritized that. Like I journal a lot. I meditate every single day. I have like some crazy meditation streak that like I'm like I can't break, which like I know that's like not the point of meditation. Yeah, I'm definitely a perfectionist. And then I think that also has really helped with like when it comes to being an advocate in this space and time right now. It's like, really centering myself, and Emma, my partner, is like my best friend and like biggest advocate, and always reminds me like you just have to show up as yourself, and that's going to be enough.
Mantra 22.
You just have to show up as yourself, and that's going to be enough.
Okay, you can see it now.
Maybe it's the literal finish line. Maybe it's your front door after a cold winter's run. But no matter what, you're close.
Look around. Take it in. You did this.
New York Roadrunners Hall of Fame member Jenny Simpson is an Olympic medalist who has come to appreciate running in this country in a whole new way.
I don't care where you are in this country. You are less than an hour from somewhere beautiful and somewhere with amazing running. We've been all over to places I've even been before, and 1 hour away or 40 minutes away, there's some gorgeous, mountains or a gorge or a prairie or some sort of landscape that is just awe-inspiring. And we need awe in our life. And so, and I just want to encourage everyone, it's not far from you. You don't have to be kind of crazy like us and go get some van and be transient for a year. You can take a weekend. You can drive 40 or 60 minutes away from where you live and find something that'll just transform your idea of the space that you live in.
Mantra 23.
You can drive 40 or 60 minutes away from where you live and find something that'll just transform your idea of the space that you live in.
At New York Roadrunners, we have one mantra that perhaps trumps all others. Here is Chief Event Production Officer and Race Director, Ted Metellus.
One of the really cool things about New York Roadrunners and our volunteer program is many of the runners are volunteers themselves. Yep. So they are out there volunteering, and they're out there being of service to their fellow runner as well. So, when you're out there, show them some love and say a huge thank you to them. The mantra is simply this, Becs. See a volunteer, thank a volunteer.
Yep.
See a volunteer, thank a volunteer.
Mantra 24.
See a volunteer, thank a volunteer.
What could be more fitting than ending this holiday edition of Set the Pace with the two signature mantras from our two co-hosts, Becs Gentry and Meb Keflezighi.
If you run with me at Peloton, people have heard me say, forward is a pace. That is my mantra because I believe that doesn't matter how fast you're running, as long as you keep moving, that's the most important thing, you're moving forward. Yours is run to win. Okay? Can you talk to us about what you mean when you say that, and how can we apply that to all aspects of our life?
When I started that, I was a sophomore in high school. If I go to the state meet and I finish 5th at the state meet, 4 people better than me, that I really have a place to complain. Because if I run a PR, that's the fastest time I ever run. 4 people better than me, then that's what run to win is, because I got the best out of myself from point A to point B, from Sinai Island all the way to Central Park. It's not how fast, but whatever you are capable of doing. No gender or age or weight or all those things. Getting there to the finish line. Run to win, that's what it is. To get the best out of yourself.
We did it. 26 mantras for all of the holiday runs from all of our wonderful guests this year on Set the Pace. And what an incredible reminiscent moment that was, to hear everybody go through their key sayings and also to remember each of those incredible episodes.
Yeah, it really takes me back on what's been an amazing year of Set the Pace. Amazing year with you, Becs, co-hosting. So thank you for being such a great partner all year. And so before we go, let's do a final rundown of all 26 of these great mantras to take you through this holiday season. Ready?
Good idea. All right, you kick it off.
Number 1 is my mantra. Win the morning, win the day.
You are more capable than you think.
It's simple, but it's not easy to do.
Step into the main character role of your own life.
You can do anything.
Every mile ran is a mile ran, and nobody can take that away from you.
You get to move so you can define and write that story for yourself.
This is just another long run.
Focus on what it feels like and feeling good.
Focus on the mile that you're in.
Focus on what we can control.
Remind yourself of the knowns when those unknowns get loud.
We're not trying to get somewhere. There's no specific destination.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Adjusting is not failing.
Work works.
Nothing is done until it's done.
Stack bricks.
Everybody that you are running with is your teammate.
You can run from anywhere in the world. You are part of a global running community.
When we create spaces where people feel like they belong, people are empowered to stand up for themselves.
Show up as yourself. That's truly going to be enough.
You can drive 40 or 60 minutes away from where you live and find a run that'll just transform your idea of the space that you live in.
See a volunteer? Thank a volunteer. Forward is a pace.
And on behalf of Meb Keflezighi, run to win.
Okay, everybody, we are so grateful that you let us be part of your runs throughout 2025. It has been such an honor to get the miles in with you, joining you in your ears and in person at each and any race. We hope that these 26 mantras carry you through these holidays and into the new year.
That's right, Bex. For all of us at Set the Pace and from everybody at New York Roadrunners, happy holidays. We hope that we've been a great part of your year, and we will see you in 2026.
Peloton is taking running and race tech to the next level with the new Peloton cross-training series Tread Plus, powered by Peloton IQ. Built for runners who want top-tier performance, the Tread Plus helps you train smarter and get race-ready with precision. Peloton IQ offers personalized insights that evolve as you progress, so you can fine-tune your pacing and peak at the right moment. And with strength workouts designed to build the muscle you need to support every mile, your training goes beyond the run. Plus, pace target classes designed to build consistency, boost speed, and improve your splits. Every single run supports your full training cycle, from recovery miles to challenging race pace intervals. Experience our most advanced tread yet at onepeloton.com. Peloton, the official digital fitness partner of New York Roadrunners.